Hi, so I put together this little commentary just to show you my trip to Molybdenite Peak. This took place back on September 29th and 30th. I know it's been such a long time since I did this trip, but I thought I lost all the footage and I was really bummed. I recently found it again. So to start things off, I thought I'd tell you a little bit about the journey. It's roughly 280 kilometers to the trailhead. From there, it's another 80 kilometers to the peak, approximately. The map that I'm showing you on the screen right now is the path that we took to get there. On the way back, we took a completely different route. You'll see that in part 2. The way I'm making these total of 2 videos is one video will be September 29th, which is pretty much going there, and then on the 30th was going back pretty well. Part 2 will look a lot more beautiful because we're actually at the peak, and for this one, it's a lot of action, so I hope you guys enjoy it. So, I organized this ride months prior, and luckily the weather showed for us. Around September, end of September, October, it's really cold in British Columbia, so we're lucky to have cloudless weather, absolutely beautiful stuff for riding. Come the evening though, it gets really cold, especially at such a high altitude. I had a hydration pack inside my tent, and during the night the line froze solid. The overall trip was actually quite an experience. I'm definitely going to do it again in the future. So I guess I'll start the trip off in a chronological order. We started off in the morning. I went to North Shore and met up with my buddies Alex, Steve, and Spencer, who was accompanying me on my journey. We met up at a Tim's, and that's where we had breakfast together. While we were doing so, we were about to finish, and a red minivan backed into my buddy Spencer's motorcycle, knocking it to the ground. Definitely not the way you want to start off a 2-day round trip. Not to drag it out too long, but we basically didn't manage to get the guy. We think the car backed into the sleeping mat, which is on the back of the bike, tipping it over. So we didn't feel like an impact or anything because it was soft. And we think it was an old guy too, so he just slowly drove off and we couldn't do anything. We tried to chase him down, but... So yeah, we started the trip off a little later than we wanted to, just because we had to deal with that whole situation. But yeah, we did eventually get on the road. Made some good progress. I didn't start recording until after Whistler, just because I wanted to save my memory card space for more exciting stuff. I've done the Sea to Sky up to Whistler and back probably hundreds of times, and it's a very beautiful road. This time it was my first time ever going past Pemberton and all the way to Lillooet even, and it was such a beautiful road. That's what you're looking at right now. Absolutely stunning scenery. If you ever get the chance, I'd highly recommend you ride that road. One thing that I want to apologize for is having poor audio. A while back, the USB port on my GoPro broke, so now I have to go and buy an external voice recorder for you guys soon. Also, let me know if you like me commentating over videos. If you do, then I'll get a proper $60 mic for just doing commentaries. So this area right here is one of my favorite road sections of the entire trip. Never mind the fact that the road was freshly paved, but the scenery was just breathtaking. I'll put the approximate location on the screen right now.
stereophonic sound for the home is recorded on 2 separate tracks, each one giving special emphasis to certain sections of the orchestra, as heard from those positions. Now, when played back simultaneously on 2 separate systems, the sounds are blended together to achieve a new dimension in sound, impossible to obtain in a monaural recording.
Yeah, so I don't know if you saw that, but basically what had happened was my buddy Spencer, whoa, what are you doing? Yeah, see, it's a little bit kerfuffled. I don't know if I forgot to put up the kickstand or if it slipped back up, but yeah. Watching a friend fall on cement is not the best experience, especially when it's in your rear view mirror.
Yeah? Okay.
What that guy said was just, is he's okay. Basically what had happened was Spencer there, he went over the gravel, and I'll put a screenshot of the gravel right now, and I guess he braked on it, got scared or something, but he went down. Now what I did was, I saw the gravel ahead of time because I have a kind of trained eye to it. Spencer's there, has been riding a little bit less, and I went on to where the wheels of the car go, and I knew not to brake, not to even touch the brakes, just to maintain my speed. Unfortunate for Spencer, but he learned it the hard way. I'm glad Steve was the one behind him because he has the most experience. I don't know what I would have done in that situation, having somebody right in front of me go down.
Did you get slowed down in the corner?
What's that?
You got slowed down in the corner?
Well, he fell off, and I had to like brake and corner at the same time.
You're lucky it was him behind you.
Yeah, I know.
What else would have hit you? So, pants did your job. Bike's fine, eh?
Bike's fine.
Like literally. You got some wear, you slid, but bike's fine.
I don't see anything on the bike, it's just the pants, really.
Yeah, no, most of it hit here, and the sliders, I guess, do their job.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not even a
Thank
rip.
God for gear, man.
Okay, so let's keep going.
I'll say it once and I'll say it 100 more times, but riding gear is super important. I mean, we could have just ended the trip right there. He could have gone to the hospital if he wasn't wearing proper gear. Thank God he was. This entire road is probably under construction. It's probably done by now. But if you look to the right, there's no divider between sheer cliff and the road. And then there's lots of like dirt, gravel, rocks all on the road if you pay attention. But it's nice that they are fixing the road. It's just super unlucky and unfortunate that it just so happened to be one patch of gravel in the right spot. So this area of road is called Texas Creek Road. It's after Lillooet, and in Lillooet we had lunch, got some gas, got ready for the camping, because after Lillooet there's absolutely nothing until you get back to civilization. On this road there's lots of turnoffs for farms, and we saw a few cars, but it goes from this road that you're seeing right now, where it's just unmarked, just cement, and then it turns into gravel all the way down. This road goes on for about 18 kilometers until you get to the trailhead for Molybdenite Peak. So, as you probably saw there, I almost ran over my buddy Spencer. What had happened was he went down, and for some reason that gravel spot there kept pulling you to the left, and I almost got swept right into him, but it's too close. Sorry, again. The section you'll see in a second now is probably some of the toughest riding I've done. Not because of its sheer difficulty, but because we were loaded with camping gear and all that. But we were so tired from the day, like we've been going since dawn, and now it's like getting pretty dark. Watching the section back on video just does not do it justice. I definitely know what they mean when they say that GoPros make everything look a lot smaller and more wimpier. Here I am looking back at my buddy Alex, struggling his way up the hill. One thing you should know about Alex's bike is that it has some problem with the wiring, so every time that it powers off, there's a good chance it won't start back up. Luckily he had this awesome little jump pack sort of handheld battery thing that definitely saved us so many times. If you remember the beginning of the video, you might remember me going, "Aw," when Alex's bike died. Now you know why. Luckily that time it started right back up again. So it was a struggle, but we eventually got all of us up that hill. It was pretty rough. I didn't record all of it because it was mainly just pushing each other up the hill one by one. We noticed that it was getting really dark really fast, so we had to pick up the pace and start going quick. I scheduled for us to have plenty of extra time, but because of the hit and run accident and then a few other stops along the ways, we were running far behind schedule. That's why it's so dark right now. I'd never even traveled up the roadway until today, and neither have I done this trail before, but now I know how much extra time it takes.
Pull! Pull!
So this was pretty tough. Spencer accidentally lost control over some rough terrain and went straight into the bush. Like if you look to the right and left, there's just dense bush. You went straight headfirst into it. We were all super tired. We'd been pushing it so hard all day. It was such a challenge. You would consume me super out of breath and tired. I was also stretching out my arm because I was tired as hell. Here you can see me riding Spencer's bike up a technical part. That's where I parked my bike when I went back to help Spencer get his bike out of the bush. So here you can see us riding far after all the light had gone. I kept pushing us when we should have stopped. We could also find a nice camping spot. As you can see, it's just pure bush and whatnot. But my goal was to sleep on top of the mountain that night and watch the stars and whatnot. I'm glad my friends stopped me when they just wanted to keep going because I would have frozen my ass off at the top of that mountain. We eventually set up camp in a nice open area. I didn't record too much after this section for the first day. I'd like to thank you a lot for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe so you can watch part 2 when I post that.